Hi, this is Ted Aguilar from Death Angel, and you're listening and reading The Age of Metal.
How has the tour been so far?
The tour has been going good. We've been on the road for 5 weeks now, and the first 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks was with Anthrax and Testament. We did the Northwest into all of Canada, then we ended out in the East Coast in Atlantic City. Right after that, we did some headlining shows, and we're heading back home.
Have the crowds been any different from playing headline to playing with Anthrax or Testament?
Of course they're different. When you play with Anthrax and Testament, we're playing to like 1,000 plus. I mean, both bands have an incredible draw, and we do pretty well ourselves, but it was a lot better playing with those guys. But don't get me wrong, doing some headlining shows is great because we get to play a little longer, and we get to play to the diehards, and play some obscure tracks and whatnot, so it's good.
How long was your set time with Anthrax and Testament?
Our set time with Anthrax and Testament was 30 minutes, and tonight we're going to do an hour and a half. So there's a big difference there,
Yeah.
At first it's like easy, a half hour, oh man, this is cake, boom, 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 boom. Then when you come to the headlining show, it's like 3 times as long. But we like it,
Do you plan to tour any more dates after you're done with the U.S. ones?
We end this tour in Santa Rosa, which is an hour or so north from the San Francisco Bay Area. And we have a couple more shows in the Bay Area, and after that we have one-off in December in Holland, and that is the end of the touring cycle. Then we're going to get back into writing and recording for the new record.
When do you think that's going to be released?
We plan to start recording, the projected plan is spring, April of 2013. So you're looking probably before the end of 2013 we'd have a new record out. That's the plan. But things may happen next year, so who knows.
Do you plan to record any of the shows you're playing the Ultra Violence in full at or anything?
We haven't. I mean, we may do it when we get home in a week or so, but I'm sure there's a lot of bootlegs out there, a lot of stuff on YouTube, but to do something official, no, not at the moment.
How come it was out of press for so long?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, when the band broke up, I mean, Enigma had the rights, and then Enigma became Ryko, and we didn't have the rights to it. The band didn't. Then all of a sudden the band got back together, then when it was time to do the Ultraviolence, that's when we started digging, hey, who owns the rights to that? Who has the master? And we finally got it from Ryko, and we released it, so it's cool. But yeah, I mean, someone owned it, but it just, it was just tracking it down.
You have a Thrashcumentary coming out. How would you describe it?
It's a Thrashcumentary, actually. It's, documentaries, but we call this one Thrashcumentary. It's good. I mean, it's taken us a while to get it done because, at first it was supposed to be a live show DVD with some backstage footage. Then we kind of decided to switch it up and kind of make it a real kind of like documentary. So it's going to talk about the beginning of Death Angel when the band formed in like 1982 all the way up to the present lineup. So, plus we're delaying it because every time we're slowly getting it done. There's new things we want to add. Oh, we found this new footage, or we got to get this person to interview. And the last person we finally got him was Chuck Billy from Testament. I mean, he was a big part of why Death Angel reformed in 2001. And we have him, and we have one final interview to do within a week or two, but I'm not going to say who. But it's a special guest, and it's going to complete the whole DVD. Once we get his interview, it's going to print.
When do you think that's going to be when it's released?
Spring of 2013. There it is. If nothing gets held up, but that's the final release date, sometime in the spring of 2013. I don't know the exact date, but in that season.
Since your next album is going to be the second album with your current lineup, do you think it's going to go smoothly as a first, or sound like the Relentless Retribution? Or
I think it's going to go pretty much exactly the same way. I mean, we're going back to Jason Sukoff in Florida at Audio Hammer Studios to do the record. We loved what he did with Relentless, and The record came out great. We're stoked with the songs. We're stoked with the production. It was great working with him. And we just saw him recently in Orlando, and we were talking about doing the next record, so we're going back there. But so far we've been writing since last year, you know, bits and pieces, and in between tours we get together and put songs together, and it's going pretty good. I mean, the flow of it reminds me of how we were writing Relentless, so everything seems to be on track. So writing's been the same but more fierce, and we're gonna go back to Jason and Audio Hammer for part 2.
Do you have a favorite Death Angel record?
Wow, okay. In the 80s, between Ultraviolence, Frolic, and Act 3 would be my favorite, hands down. In this era, Relentless Retribution, by far my favorite. So, you know, it's kind of hard to pinpoint just one, so I got to break it up into two eras. So Relentless for this era.
Do you have a funny tour story?
I have to really think about that. I mean, we have quite a few. I know our drummer Will, we almost oil spotted him. He thought he got oil spotted in Germany. So, you know what oil spotted is like when you leave someone behind. I think the story is funny. I mean, we're on our way to Frankfurt Airport. We're on our way home from a European tour, and the bus parks like right at the gas station to get some fuel or whatnot. And Will wakes up and has to go use the restroom, so he just leaves the bus with no wallet, no passport, no phone, no nothing. And as soon as he goes into the restroom, the bus driver decides to park the bus around the corner. So when Will comes out, he sees the bus in the gas station gone. He thinks the bus takes off, and he was just screaming, and all these people who are filling up their gas tanks are looking at him like he's crazy. And little did he know, the bus was just like 20 feet away, and we were just looking through the cracks, and the bus driver was like, "Hey!" And Will just looks, and he felt a sigh of relief that the bus didn't leave. I mean, it's funny, but he should have been there. That's probably one of my favorites.
Besides the next album and the documentary, what's next for Death Angel?
A whole lot of writing. I mean, right now, I mean, we're going to concentrate on the new record and spending some time at home. I mean, when this touring cycle is over, we've been on the road for like 2 years, 8 months. So that's a long time for a record. So, I mean, we're gonna go home and spend a lot of time at home. You know, spend time with family and friends, but at the same time, write a record. So that's pretty much our downtime. And we might have some downtime after we're done recording, just to get a little breather. But after that, it's back on the road. So we're probably looking, I don't know, about 6 months at home, but we'll be writing at the same time too.
Well, I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.